How's it going? My name is Andrew Gazdecki. I am the founder of MicroAcquire. In this video, I'm going to be going over how MicroAcquire works from both the buyer perspective and also the seller perspective. So if you're a founder looking to have your startup acquired, we made MicroAcquire as a way for you to quickly meet buyers without commissions, without fees, and really within a day you can start meeting potential buyers and have your startup acquired. And that's our goal, is to help founders get acquired. So to kick things off, MicroAcquire, by way of background, is the largest startup acquisition marketplace in the world. We've helped facilitate over 300 successful acquisitions. We have done over 100 million in deal volume. And the way the marketplace works is pretty simple. So I'm going to switch over to a buyer view now. So once you log in as a buyer, you're going to be viewing the marketplace like this. So you can search for SaaS companies into a certain revenue range. Let's say you're looking for a SaaS company over $1 million in revenue. You can definitely search for that very, very easily. And a number of different categories as well, including e-commerce, marketplaces, mobile apps, crypto companies, and more. So in this example, I'm going to look at this company here. So this is an example company on MicroAcquire. You can see that all the details are private. So if you're a founder listing your company on MicroAcquire, none of your details are shared unless you give specific access to buyers. So as an example, I'm registered as a buyer, so I'd write something like, "Hello, this looks like a really interesting business. What is your customer acquisition cost, and do you have a P&L available? Any questions you may have as a buyer." And this request is now going to be sent to the founder. So now I'm going to log into the seller view. So this is me logged in as a seller. So if I go to my income request, you can see I just got a request from this guy named Andrew Gazdecki. Who is he? So I have a couple questions for him. What is your background? Happy to help. Whatever you want to say as a founder. If you have additional questions, you can also click into the LinkedIn URL to do due diligence on the potential buyer before granting access. So this message will then be sent to the potential buyer. And when I'm ready, I can give access. So when I give access to the potential buyer, this is what it's going to look like from the buyer perspective. So now as a buyer, I have information that I can view, such as the company name, your email address as a founder, the website to view, and then also other metrics such as revenue metrics connected with either ChartMogul, Barometrics, ProfitWell, or Stripe, Google Analytics search data as well, to give a really healthy snapshot into the business. And from here, what I can do as a buyer, I can continue to have a conversation with the founder, such as, my background is in SaaS, and I'm interested in acquiring your company. So from here, we've built in mechanics where I can go ahead and send a letter of intent. I'm happy to send a letter of intent with details outlining my offer. Now, what this does is this notifies the founder that you are interested in acquiring their company, and I could submit this letter of intent, and this will now go over to the founder. So switching back over to the seller view, I can now see that I just received this letter of intent, which is just a templated doc. And within MicroAcquire, there's also some other things I'd like to point out. We have a ton of tutorial videos that you can check out. Also resources on just everything that goes into an acquisition, ways to attract more offers, how to smoothly transfer SaaS assets, how to structure a deal, proven playbooks for growing companies post-acquisition. So definitely check out these resources. And then if you're looking for escrow or you want to join the MicroAcquire Premium SaaS community, you can do so as well. And then also templated legal docs, as well as referrals to M&A attorneys and even M&A advisors as well, if you'd like a little bit more help as a founder or even as a buyer when you're facilitating a transaction. So getting back to this, I just received a letter of intent. I'm really excited. I can say something like, this looks great. Let's move forward. And so all within MicroAcquire, you can smoothly acquire companies. And the step from here is I would go and I would accept this letter of intent. So I've reviewed it. Obviously, this is all just templated. If you want to access these documents, you would just go up here, click here, and we have a whole folder of NDAs, LOIs, asset purchase agreement, everything you need for potential acquisition. Definitely recommend reaching out for additional legal counsel depending on the deal size, but we have those available for you completely free. So now moving on to the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm this letter of intent. So once I confirm this, this is when my startup now goes under offer. So you can see this new flag that's been added that says under offer. Now I'm working with Andrew Gazdecki to complete the acquisition. So we're probably going to do some due diligence. We're going to start moving towards the purchase agreement. And when I'm completed with that, I can go ahead and close out the acquisition. And that marks the startup as sold. And so really our goal at MicroAcquire is to build the easiest way for founders to sell their companies and meet buyers immediately and without all the traditional friction that you typically see, and also enable buyers to have access to the highest quality startups around on any sort of marketplace. And it's important to know that every startup that goes on MicroAcquire is manually verified by our team. So we review every startup. We help to make the profiles look as good as possible. And we're happy to help with any questions you have as you're going through the process, whether you're a buyer or a seller. So I hope this video helps in terms of how the marketplace works, how you interact with both as a buyer or as a founder looking to sell your company. And if you have any questions about how MicroAcquire works, definitely feel free to reach out. Cheers.